Transform your kitchen scraps into rich, organic compost. No experience needed. Hi, I'm Alex Greenfield, and welcome to EcoGrow Garden Tips, where we share the best eco-friendly tips and hacks to help your garden thrive. Today, we're diving into a new topic that will help you grow the garden of your dreams, while also making the world a little greener. Transform your kitchen scraps into rich, organic compost. No experience needed. It's about taking everyday kitchen waste and turning it into something amazing. Nutrient-rich compost that makes your garden sing. Composting doesn't just help your garden, it helps the planet. By composting, you're reducing methane emissions from landfills, improving soil health, and conserving water. Many new composters make a few mistakes early on. Avoid adding meat, dairy, or oils to your compost, as these can attract pests. Also, steer clear of adding diseased plants, as they can spread the disease to your compost. Composting works because of the magic of microorganisms, bacteria and fungi that break down organic matter. This process produces heat, which accelerates decomposition and kills off harmful pathogens. It's like recycling for your backyard, and it's easier than you think. You might be thinking, composting? Sounds messy and complicated. But trust me, it's not. It's actually a fun and rewarding way to connect with nature, reduce your environmental impact, and grow the healthiest, happiest plants you've ever seen. So, are you ready to roll up your sleeves and dive into the wonderful world of composting? Hit the like button and subscribe for more eco-friendly tips. Alright, let's talk about what goes into your compost bin. Think of it like inviting friends over for a backyard barbecue. You need a good mix of characters to get the party started. Before your scraps hit the compost bin, set up a composting station in your kitchen. You can use simple, eco-friendly containers to store your scraps until you're ready to compost. What if you don't have a backyard? You can still compost. Small space composting options like vermiculture or indoor bins are perfect for apartment dwellers. In the composting world, we have two main groups, the greens and the browns. Greens are your nitrogen-rich materials, like veggie scraps, fruit peels, and coffee grounds. Think of them as the life of the party, adding energy and excitement to the mix. Then we have the browns, your carbon-rich materials. These are things like dried leaves, twigs, and shredded paper. They're the calm and steady friends, providing structure and balance to the compost party. Remember, composting is all about balance. Too much of one thing can throw off the party vibes. Aim for a good mix of greens and browns to keep your compost happy and healthy. Now that you know who's coming to the party, it's time to find the perfect venue. When it comes to composting, there are plenty of options, from fancy store-bought bins to simple DIY creations. If you're just starting out, a basic plastic bin with a lid works great. You can find them at most garden centers, or you can even repurpose an old trash can. For a more rustic look, consider building your own compost bin out of wood pallets. It's a fun weekend project, and it adds a touch of farmhouse charm to your backyard. No matter what type of bin you choose, make sure it's the right size for your needs. A small bin is perfect for a single person or a couple, while a larger bin is better for families or avid gardeners. Congratulations! You've officially started your composting journey. Now, let's talk about keeping your compost happy and healthy. Think of it like caring for a pet, but without the early morning walks. First things first, moisture is key. Wondering if your compost has the right moisture level? Here's an easy trick. Squeeze a handful of compost. If it feels like a wrung-out sponge, you're good to go. Too dry, and it'll slow down the decomposition process. Too wet, and it'll get stinky and attract unwanted guests. Next up, aeration. Just like us, compost needs air to breathe. Every now and then, give your compost a good turning with a pitchfork or shovel. This will introduce oxygen and help speed up the decomposition process. Finally, be patient. Composting takes time, just like all good things in life. Depending on the materials and conditions, it can take anywhere from a few months to a year for your compost to be ready. If you're eager to see results, you can add accelerators like coffee grounds, eggshells, or even seaweed to boost the nutrient content and speed up decomposition. Want to give your compost a little boost? Here are a few natural ways to speed up the decomposition process. Add some activators to the mix. Think of these as the cheerleaders of the compost world, helping to break down materials faster. Good options include compost starter, manure, or even a handful of soil from your garden. The smaller the pieces, the faster they'll decompose. So get chopping those kitchen scraps and shredding those leaves. Keep it warm. Compost loves warmth, just like us. If you live in a colder climate, consider placing your compost bin in a sunny spot, or even insulating it with straw or hay. Remember, composting is a natural process, so it's all about working with Mother Nature, not against her. Composting is a great way to get crafty and involve the whole family. Here are a few fun DIY projects to try. Build your own compost bin. As we mentioned earlier, building a compost bin out of wood pallets is a fun and rewarding project. You can even get the kids involved with painting and decorating. Create a compost tea brewer. Compost tea is a nutrient-rich liquid that's great for your plants. Upcycle old kitchen containers. Don't throw away those old yogurt containers or coffee cans. Clean them out and use them to collect kitchen scraps before adding them to your compost bin. Composting is a great way to teach kids about sustainability and where their food comes from. Plus, it's a fun and rewarding activity that the whole family can enjoy. Even the most experienced composters run into a few bumps in the road. Don't worry, it's all part of the learning process. Is your compost bin attracting unwanted guests like flies or rodents? Make sure you're burying your food scraps deep enough in the compost pile, and that your bin has a secure lid. Is your compost smelling a little funky? It might be too wet. Turn the pile more often to add air, and consider adding more brown materials to soak up excess moisture. Is your compost taking longer than expected to break down? It could be due to a lack of air, moisture, or the wrong ratio of greens to browns. Let's fix that. Remember, composting is a bit of a dance between art and science. Don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you and your compost. And hey, if you're ever feeling lost or confused, there are tons of online resources and composting communities ready to help you out. You got this. After months of patiently tending to your compost, the moment has arrived. It's time to harvest your black gold. You'll know your compost is ready when it's dark, crumbly, and has an earthy aroma. Use your hands or a garden fork to sift through the compost, removing any large chunks that haven't fully decomposed. These can be added back to your compost bin for another round of decomposition. Now, the fun part, using your compost. Spread a layer of compost around your plants, mix it into your potting soil, or even brew it into a nutrient-rich tea for your garden. Your plants will thank you with vigorous growth and bountiful blooms. Composting isn't just about growing amazing tomatoes or having the greenest lawn on the block. It's about something much bigger. It's about taking responsibility for our waste and creating a healthier planet for generations to come. Every banana peel, every coffee ground, every fallen leaf that we divert from landfills and transform into nutrient-rich compost is a step towards a more sustainable future. So, what are you waiting for? Start your composting journey today. Thank you for joining me, Alex Greenfield, where expert gardening meets unmatched results. Until next time, keep cultivating your passion and watch your garden thrive. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps us grow our channel and reach more gardening enthusiasts like you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip to make your garden flourish. Join our community of eco-friendly gardeners, and let's keep making the world a greener place, one plant at a time. Leave a comment below with your composting tips or gardening questions. We love hearing from our viewers. And don't forget to share this video with your fellow gardeners. Together we can make our gardens thrive and our planet greener. See you in the next video, and happy gardening!